The school of hard knocks isn't for everybody. It's almost like having a 2x4 come up and clock you on the side of the face. Like Annie said, it's a hard knock life for me. Failure could be one of life's greatest gifts for you. We're always going to find obstacles and opposition. It doesn't matter what we do. A majority of my life has been discovering I simply just don't know what I don't know. But human nature is always going to try and take us down the path of least resistance, but that path never leads you to mastery. The thing that's going to lead you to mastery is the school of hard knocks. We're not saying that, you shouldn't do formal education or drop out of school, and we're definitely not telling you to not listen to the people that have actually experienced hard knocks and learn from them. What we are saying is sometimes a knock to your head is going to be your greatest teacher. If you want to achieve mastery, these are the things you need to do. You got to go out there, you got to try, you got to fail, and you got to figure it out again. We sat down with Austin G, one of our lead installers on the installation side, to talk to him about his school of hard knocks and his experience.
My best friend introduced me to spray foam. His big brother was a manager at a pretty big company in Calgary, so I decided to move up here and come give it a try. He was doing pretty well with it. So essentially I started at the bottom as a helper, and I'd just be prepping stuff off and scraping up after other sprayers, kind of watching and learning. And then once they feel that you're doing well as a helper, you got a little bit of a brain, they kind of test you out on fireproofing. And what we mainly did was fireproof the foam that we would apply in residential areas that needed extra fire protection. So I would run a 3-ton rig doing that for a while, and I did that for 6 months before they realized again, oh, this guy has half a brain. We're gonna move him up to the next step, which was foam. Spray foam is a type of insulation. It's superior to all the old the fluffy cotton candy looking stuff that you're used to seeing, probably with the Pink Panther on the packaging, old school stuff there. When I started in spray foam, I was 20 years old. So I'm 28 now, so I've been in the industry for 8 years. Yeah, I actually just turned 29. I've been in the industry for 9 years. Yeah, when you get into spray foam, you generally know nothing about the equipment, you know nothing about the chemical. There's so much to learn. So you feel like it's an uphill battle, but everybody feels the same way when you get into it. Nobody just has that knowledge. Like, you generally learn from starting at the bottom. So like if you get into the industry and you feel like you just don't know or it's not gonna kick, you kind of just gotta stick with it, because you really don't know what you don't know. You gotta give it some time, like real time, you gotta want it. I learned the skills necessary by literally, I think, starting at the bottom, right from the helper, and surrounding myself with good sprayers. You'll find a lot of sprayers who don't take it seriously or they have bad habits. So I was lucky enough to have a lot of good sprayers around me from an early point in my career. And it really helped me learn and take a lot of things. In spray foam, you do learn from failing a lot, like whether it's building the gun, learning temperature parameters, pressures, all that stuff. You'll probably do it wrong a lot before you finally click and start doing it right. Probably one of the hardest lessons I've learned is not asking enough questions to customers, especially on renovations. I would generally ask more questions now having this much experience, because I've got burned a lot on not asking questions and not understanding the finish that they were going for, and it could affect how you spray things. And it could hold up a project, because you're putting in way more man hours just to get to a point where you should have been at, from spraying it properly or getting a good grasp and fully understanding not only what you're spraying, but what the end game is of the building. Sometimes the only way to learn is the hard way. It's not always going to come easy. Like, if it comes easy, it's probably not worth it. You don't know what you don't know.
It is not easy, and not everybody will survive. But if you can hang on, take those knocks, work through the issues, man, the reward at the end is 100% worth the journey.